Alright guys, let's start off Monday just right. We are playing Rebirth today. We are going to show you the ins and outs and talk about his utilities and not so good utilities, but we'll talk about the deck in general on why Rebirth is good for his own worth. Without further ado, let's get this started. In this profile, we are running 3 of the break rides and 2 break rides of Dauntless depending where the match goes, because wherever you're at can decide how you go about your match. And you're fighting a Kagero user, so you already know you might just need Dauntless Drive, but I don't need to run the deck without 2 heals going on right now. But again, I can replace Dauntless if I need to for the break ride, because again, depending on the match and how my opponent is playing, this depends on where I can go with it. That's the beauty of profiling and understanding decks. See, now I got Overlord, and that can mean a couple things. I could do double break ride, which would be hella lit. So we're going to try for that, hopefully. Swing. Believe it or not, I had to ditch the nouvelle package for a lot of reasons. Because it was doing more harm than good. Now, hypothetically speaking, if this guy does nouvelle right now in my Kagero, I'm just gonna do a nouvelle play of my own to kill his Kagero. Because I could do a burnout play where I pitch this, add another break ride. I lose a draw trigger, but I kill his searcher. In case he was trying to go a little bit more on the, oh, I'm going to kill that thing, you know? So we're going to take this hit. Lose Gaius. Still take a Gaius. I mean, Gaius is always good in Kageros. Wow, I drew all my burnouts. I drew all my bringers that I don't need. This is great. I'm having a great time. Are you having a great time? I'm having the best time right now. It's a joke. I'm not having a really good time, actually. No. Just want to slim down my hand just a tiny bit because I need some room. But like I said, I'm possibly just going to break right Overlord on top of Dauntless and kind of go about my plays through there. Dauntless Reversal. He's like, yo, fight me, bro. Oh, he had Gaius? Jesus. Don't worry, we have time to heal. It's not over. Oh my god, this dude just hit a draw trigger. What the hell? Alright, I got a heal trigger, which is decent. Alrighty. I drew another PG. I have a rebirth, so that's good. We can burn out. So we'll swing. So we hit pretty good there. That's a good sign. Hitting that is beautiful. And another draw trigger. Oh, now I drew Rebirth. So depending how this match goes, I could do a lot of plays, especially on the intercept game. So he has 1 PG in hand and 4 unknown cards. Apparently he has lots of PGs in his hand. He didn't boost, which is interesting. Alright, I drew like legit all my PGs. In case I need to get a solid push here. So we'll hit that again. Battle, swing. No heal. That's good. Swing. We definitely needed that draw trick. Wow, I drew all my PGs. Thank you for giving me 2 draw triggers, but wow, I'm experiencing the Kagero sack. So pitch 1, pitch 2, because we're going to do another break ride play in case he plays more intercepts. And we're going to swing again. Alright, now we actually drew a lot of good cards here. That was a strong defense turn on my opponent's turn, believe it or not. That was crazy. I have 4 PGs. I can break right again, so intercepts aren't going to be an issue for restanding. Alright, so it looks like he only has 1 PG. Did he just lock his front row? Okay. Oh, I see what he's doing. And he healed. Wow. And he got a crit? Cool. So he didn't get to retire any of my units. Awesome. And I get a counter charge. Sweet. So let's break right Overlord on Overlord. You know the gist. Play that. Play this. Reason why it's a 10k. There's a big reason why that's a 10k. Huge factor. And I healed, so we're good there. And I didn't double heal, sadly. But I won't be able to, and I won't deck out, which is good, but at least I'll have units in my hand to work with, and I got Bellicosity hitting now. So we are good here. Double Break Ride. Plenty of Break Ride power. He's out of heals, by the way. So now he's about to hit a lot of his trigs. I'm out of triggers, which is A-okay with me. And even if I draw 2 more cards, I couldn't possibly deck out if I wanted to. He's out of heal, so he dies instantly next turn. I have a Berserk Dragon, so again, a little bit more positive. But like I said, even if I take 2 damage and I restand, should be good to go. Is he looking for Overlord? He might be. Yeah, okay. Well, actually, if he does 2 damage and I do the restand, it won't be enough. So now we know what he's playing with. But now I know if he's not going to play intercepts, we're in a good position. So if he does have 2 PGs, if he does have 2 PGs in his hand, he's going to lose. Okay, he has 2 PGs in his hand. So we know he's definitely dead after this. We know that that's a straight fact. So we'll take these 2 hits. Actually, if he hits me with a crit, which I have a feeling he's about to. Wow, this guy has been doubling up on crits. Don't forget, this is a Rebirth video, so you know we have to play with Rebirth quality stuff. So let's see that bad boy. Sexy. Sexy. Alright, now I just need a couple attacks, and we win from there. So battle swing. Like I said, if he had 2 PGs, he doesn't have an intercept, that's game over. Swing. And that's a GG's. Bam. So game 1 goes to us, playing against a crit deck, apparently. Not drawing pieces, but banking on his PGs to save him, but okay. I drew all my PGs. I was kind of strapped in there for the rest of the game after that. So again, hand management is another big thing for Kageros. You got to be careful what you pitch and discard. Sometimes you don't discard the PGs. You want to keep those. And then since you did a break run on top of a break run, you use that to get your heavy pushing. So using Dauntless, as you can tell, is still good no matter what. Dauntless helps you restand. Dauntless helps you get a push in when necessary. And that's always a good thing because I got 3 attacks in. My unit went beyond plus ultra, and I hit the triggers to hit the bypass defense and all that in a bag of chips. I'm going second, so this hand's not completely garbage. And I run Nest Hat. So the reason why I run Nest Hat is it depends on where you're at in your deck or in your situation. Because A, if you don't hit your draw triggers, you need some way to maintain a card in hand. Nest Hat, CB2, draw a card. So if you don't want to waste your effects on retiring, you just draw a card instead so you can still micromanage your hand. Also, that also helps you in the sense of Rebirth, because if Rebirth needs his cards, he needs his cards. It's very important. See if this guy's even at his game station. But that's the whole point why we play Neshat. Obviously, I want the rank up for free if it's going to be offered. But yeah, we're just going to talk about that. So with Neshat just being like a CB2 draw 2 isn't too bad because we're running Bellicosity, so we get to kind of get a CB1 draw 1 situation. And all you need is one CB for most of the break ride effects for Dauntless and Overlord. But like I said, depending on where you're at in the match, depends on your break ride situation. Obviously, I rode DDD first because I had a feeling I could. And it still panned out because I rode Overlord, and Overlord was another break ride. And if this was even normal, hypothetically speaking, if that was even normal Overlord and that was the type of situation I was presented, still it would end up being the same thing. Except this Overlord's actually a break ride, so I can ride another Overlord on top of that and get a plus on the break ride effects. So we're going to get this rank up here. And unless he came back just now. Alright, there we go. Thought we were going to have to cut things out. Okay, you kind of went quiet there because I'm like, Jesus. Alright, we top decked Overlord. We are set for the match. Now we got to look for another PG and more units, and we are good to go. So let's start the swing. So, okay, good. I thought I was going to have to delete everything I talked about just now, so this is a good thing. So now the Revenger player is here, so let's go. We fight for this rank up like human beings. So let's see what he's got. Alrighty. So we have Overlord in hand, so no matter what G3 we draw, just hopefully not Dauntless, we will have our combo play at the end of the day. Thing about Jugabao is, I don't know if I need to kill it because he did leave it back, which means he's hoping to get more boosters for CB1, which leads to Swordbreaker and all that. Alright, he's pitching a G3 because he doesn't have his Mordred. Alrighty. But if he gives me up, he's still going, he still has plays, okay. He's going to pitch a card, you don't need Trumpeter. Alright, okay. I got you, fam. Go ahead, continue. Alright, so he's done attacking, so we take the first hit, and it's a PG. Yikes, I have to go search for that. Alright, so he had to use up his Tartu as a G2 ride, which is a good thing. Kind of opens up the fact that he's got a little bit of a problem there, which is good. Burn out, burn this. Burn this so he can't call like 2 Dorreeds or 2 Swordbreakers. Now his Swordbreakers are just vanillas in his deck. So that's good news. And now we're going to go fetch a PG, so we have it in our hand. So again, more positive news. And we're going to play these 2 boosters, and now we're going to battle. And right now I have Neshat in my hand, so I do have Neshat. Okay, good. So again, I can use my Neshat if it comes down to it. Don't have my break ride target yet, but we're getting to it. We definitely need the counter charge. He doesn't get the Doreen, so that's good. Thing about Neshat is if he draws a G3, technically that gives me break ride target, so that's good. Again, more positive things about Neshat. He released during the reverse era of Dauntless, and I'm still using him in today's society because it's definitely not a bad tech card. Even though I run 2 of it, still not bad in case you need certain pieces. Played his Mordred, even though he had multiple copies. Don't understand why he took out his draw trigger now. I am very confused. Anyways. Yeah, I wasn't going to let him call more cards, see? Don't let him call more cards. He don't deserve it. He's going to swing with that, and that's okay. I can use my CB. Draw trigger into a G3. Awesome. Oh, it's over. Oof. You already know if I draw all my heals, we are like... Oof. We're on easy street. Let's see here. Play Neshat. We'll play Mr. Birdie. Play Bellicosity. We'll use Neshat to swing. It's very important. Draw a card. Alright, now I have a break. Now I have my Persona Blast. So yeah, we're definitely going to hit with Bellicosity since we do have a Persona Blast. We are like in a really good position. So Neshat just kind of... Neshat actually just gave me like a great play for next turn. So there will be 3 attacks on... Oh, never mind. No 3 attacks on Vanguard. Fudge. No, there will be. With the way I Persona Blast and I can attack 2 intercepts. 2 intercepts are going to die, period. Leaving 2 front row units to swing at Vanguard. So we're in a good position. Unless he rides dire mode. Then we're in a bad position. Okay, Raging Form's A-okay with me, boys. So he healed. It was meant to happen. It's Revengers. You can't count them out just yet when it comes to healing. But I'm glad that Neshat drew my heal check because all in honesty, that's perfect. I mean, hey, hit intercepts. Calm Lily. Mana. Okay. I think he's going for a Persona Blast. Yep, he is. He's going for the Persona Blast here. Okay. Let's see what he does here. Okay, he's going for Persona Blast. This is definitely a Persona Blast play no matter what happens. Yep. I don't know if he's going to look for 2 cards. Let's find out. Desperate Dragon. Doreen. Yeah, he's eating like nothing right now of importance. If he had like another intercept, the break ride would be good, but I don't know what he's about to do here. But let's find out, shall we, kids? That's what we're here for. We're here to find out. So he's down 1 PG. He got a draw trigger. Okay. The question is, will he push me further? Because he knows he could. Because now he has Blaster Dark Avenger in his hand, and he knows he could. He made my break ride useless. So, I see you. I see you well, my friend. Let's see what you got. Okay, no trig. Funny thing is, this is where the Persona Blast actually comes in handy, because now this can still lead up into 3 attacks. Kinda. If he hits a trigger, it can be denied. But we're gonna break right anyways. Bam. We're gonna give him the big G2 welcome. So battle, we're gonna swing with Overlord first. Alright, hopefully he doesn't get a trigger. Of course he gets a fucking trigger. Of course he does. I hate that. I just lost 2 attacks there, unless I trigger sack. Actually, I have hope on that trigger now. There it is. That's 1 trig. That's 2 trigs, baby. Kageros, baby. Kageros. Bam! Love it. I had high hopes after that. There we go. Minus PG, and swing for game. Ba-boom. Let's go. Had a feeling. Let's go, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Awesome. Awesome. That was great. That was beautiful. I'm glad I trigger sacked. That is the beauty of Kageros. You're sacking triggers. Almost sacking triggers when you need it. Had those 2 calls. I'm like, oh, man, he got it. I'm like, wait. Drawing 2 duds. Haven't seen a trigger. It's game time. That is the beauty of Kageros most games. It's like, wait. Drawing 2 duds means there's a trigger coming up on the 2nd or 3rd card, or maybe the 1st card. That's the beauty of Kageros. Whew! Neshat, why you so godly? You drew my Persona Blast, and it was perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I couldn't ask for a better unit. True that. More Revengers. Let's go. At least I wrote Rebirth that first game. At least it was a Rebirth video then, but now I just feel like I'm doing a redo of my DDD video of me getting cucked. So again, another one of these situations. We're fighting Revengers. Again, this can be go into any type of break ride, but honestly, this game, let's stick with Overlord. Let's stick to Overlord on this one. Even though, like, the break ride Dauntless on Overlord's nice, I mean, I rather naturally draw it, because, again, pieces. Oh, this is golds. Now I'm even more happy that I saved Overlord. In certain matchups, you're going to want a Pacific break ride for this. This is why we're running DD. This is why we're running Overlord. We have to focus on what our matchup is. Obviously, we see Liberators. Keep in mind, they're going to have a pretty damn good intercept game, and you're really going to need Overlord's effect to get you out of this pinch. So when you're keeping that in mind, you can get by certain units, certain plays, and you shall become victorious. Yes. That's the correct terminology. Now, I'm in a pickle here because right now, depending on what I hit, I always lose a PG at the start of these games. Depending on what I hit is going to be very up in the air. So here we go. I mean, if I had a draw trigger, I'm good. Or I draw my draw trigger with Neshat, which would be good too. So obviously you're in decision-making mode. You either waste your burnout, but use Neshat to draw, because drawing is very important in Zero's format. So you'll kind of want to play your options correctly in Kageros. I don't know if people said I'm gonna deck. You would deck out. There's no way you can deck out if you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You'll never deck out in a Kagero game. All right, let's go get a PG. So again, I'm kind of going like, oh, he's gonna give me like 2 damage, so at least I have a chance to go look for a break right target. 3/6 cards. Okay, perfect. I would have to hit 3 draw triggers. All right, that's 1 draw trigger. Here comes the next 2. Can you imagine? All right, I have to hit 3 draw triggers to be upset. Gets 3 draw triggers. Okay, I'm upset. Dang it! I'm not supposed to overdraw. The good news is I top decked another burnout, and the other good news is there's a Overlord in the drop. So again, we can kill Balin, so he's going to give me the 2. But again, this comes down to decision making. Do I use Neshat instead to actually draw cards? Oh, it's about to happen, isn't it? Oh God, please don't happen. Please don't do this. Don't do this, please. Oh God, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna hit another draw trigger. Oh, thank God. I was about to. Whew. Close one. All right, I can still break right Overlord and Overlord. That doesn't kill you. Keep that in mind. That's still extra attack steps, which is great. Now we can burn out his Balin because Balin is hard to keep around these days. Bam. We play Belcossi over here. We play our Eternal Griffin here. We're going to battle. We're going to swing over here. Then we're going to use our Belcossi, get our card back up. Like I said, Neshat's going to be important because I'll be at a certain amount of CB for this next turn, which is good. First check. Second check. The good news is I'm still in range of a heal. Bad news is I didn't hit a trigger. But I am in a good range. And if I break out Overlord on Overlord, that's still a plus because I'll just pitch the G1 that I don't need. And if he plays a 10k intercept, I can get smacked with the Overlord. And I can use Neshat to draw cards. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. We go for the big stuff. Okay, like I said, Garmer doesn't affect this deck because we're going Overlord. Like I said, Overlord's very important. Overlord will get the job done. No counterblast for you. Go suck it. So he does his thing. And again, when I do the break right on Overlord, I'm technically looking for, that's right, stuff. G3s. All right, he knows he can go 1600, but I'm hoping I get a draw trigger here. I'll take a heal check. I love it. I love a heal. Just don't let him heal, please. But it's Liberators. I know, guys. It's Liz. Why would you expect that, Wolf? What's wrong? Oh, he didn't return. Thank God he didn't return. Okay, we're good. This is good. This is good. I can use this to my advantage now. Okay, he did not return, which means he would have hit. So maybe he didn't want to give me break right. Maybe he didn't want the extra attack stepping. But that's okay with me because I'm going to use Neshat to draw an extra card just in case. And that's where Neshat blossoms as a unit and where our CB management is always taken care of. I know that man's very pissed. I think he was supposed to return that Ezel, but that's okay. Looking for a break ride. So, like I said, this is where everything kind of comes together. Like I said, I have another Overlord, but now with Neshat, and this is another positive thing. Look, I'm drawing a card that's going to help me later on the break ride turn. Yep. I was going to heal. Actually, I wasn't going to heal because I was going to attack with these units first. Scratch that. Draw trigger. Perfect. Now I have extra units. Boom. Now I can actually kill. All right, no heal. He has nothing. I play double intercepts, so if I kill one thing, I can kill the other. If I top deck my heal, I'm not even mad, because guess what? That's killing 2 intercepts with a Persona Blast plus Break Right equals GG's. So let's get this 3 for 3 in today's video. He's running Gancelot because he thinks he has time? Only reason why you would do it. He must have 2 PGs. He's playing very weird, but even if he does have 2 PGs, it won't matter because he's going to need 3 PGs to live. But he's going to heal, so I'm already expecting a heal check, guys, so... Ooh, someone doesn't believe in the libs. Draw trigger, beautiful, and I got rebirth. Ooh. So many right targets, actually, which is great. And just like that, that kind of just sinks it. But, you know, I'm going to have to play the unit anyways. I mean, we can draw more cards, but this is a rebirth video. Oh, man. This is technically rebirth. You gotta end it with rebirth, man. You don't do it to yourself. Just end with rebirth and be happy. If I lose because I did this, I did it for the video. I did it for the video. Swing. All overlords. Rise. And there goes my last heal check. Well, at least I drew a 3rd PG. I'm okay. Now I'm okay. Now I feel happy. I'm a happy player. That was my last draw, right? Now I got one more. We got 3 PGs. Well, I'm at cross-ride base and I have 3 PGs, so that's good. Cross-ride base with 3 PGs is always good. He had Zenith. Fuck. If I didn't top deck 3 PGs, I was dead. Oh, now he's officially dead. Okay. Oh, boy. Well, actually, he can only do, like, 1 attack, apparently. Thank God I hit that draw trigger. Woo freaking who. We're good. Ooh, and I got Gaius, which means I can win this. Yes. Yes, 1,000 times. Yes. We're going to discuss this tech card, too, why that's important. He doubled up on he doubled up on intercepts because he doesn't want to die. Smart, smart. He's playing smart, but we'll see how this goes. Ay, shit. And this is why Gaius is important, guys. Let's just pray he does not heal this man. This is the reason why Gaius becomes the sovereign one. And the one that, like, protects you at the end of the day. Battle swing. And since you're at a cross-ride base, Gaius will be able to pull off this last effect for game. And if he heals, then we know it's the luck. If he doesn't heal, then we win by skill here for this final effect. Alright, let's hope. We can only pray that he doesn't get this. Draw trigger means there's a heal trigger. Oh my god, we won. Gaius, secret tech. Gaius, secret tech. Also, he hit a draw trigger, so if I didn't Gaius, I was going to lose. Amazing. Amazing fun facts on all 3 of these matches. Every card had its purpose. Every single one. And that is the beauty of the Rebirth. Let's go over this deck. So after finally having a decent way of playing this deck, I'm happy where it's at. It does what I need it to do. Keep in mind, Gaius is really good. He's great for push plays. He's good with striking. You push to 5, you're good to go. It's always a strong unit. I tech this guy almost in all Kagero decks because a crit is a crit. And it is a beautiful, psyched to see when it works out for you in the end. Neshead, as you could tell in the matchups, you saw his utility, you saw it can work out for you and benefit you at the end of the day. Because of that, you're able to do more because of him. Neshead brings the heat. He brings you the draw, and he brings you a Persona Blast or possibly extra cards to use for discarding, which is why we run DDD. Still, we run the triple Ds because Neshead can also save us in those types of break right situations as well, since this is a CB3. Why talk about, are we retiring or are we going to rebuild our hand? That's the beauty of Kageros. They can decide their route depending on the match. If you need the hand, you go for the Neshead, then the DD play, and if you sack draws, you can really filter and make your hand look sexy. That is what makes Neshead so good, and everything in between. Like, seriously, noise. Break Ride Overlord, I'm only running 3 because I wanted to try to get Dauntless more in my hand too when the time comes. As you can tell, Dauntless helps in a lot of good matchups, especially when you break Ride Overlord on top of them. If you have time to do it and do another break ride play for game, you can. As you can tell, the other guy was actually healing, sacking when he was playing crits. I don't know how he did that, but yeah, you can do that and try to smack the best you can, and that's always a positive. Seriously. And obviously, the end's the heal. You draw your heals, your RNG's that shit, you might as well Persona Blast. I always preach that saying, if you're going to play Persona Blast, just make them your heals. You're going to draw them anyways. Just play it. Who cares? Burnout helps the deck. Definitely have 4 of these. This guy actually transitions to G era, so definitely keep that in mind. So get your burnouts while you can. 2 strike-ins. Like I said, I'm not a big... It's either I strike it or I don't. I wanted to run 1 Berserk Dragon just in case. It's the extra retire in case burnout's out, and I have 2 CB left. Technically, 2 CB comes down to, is this right? Is this going to work? Yada, yada. So yeah, there's that. The fact that he had 2 intercepts and then he healed, it was given... If I didn't top deck this, I would have lost. That's for sure. Because he hit a draw trigger, which means I wasn't going to hit over defense because I had lost all my triggers. There's reasons for certain units in my deck, and I compensate all my lack of when I run out of something. That's the whole point. And obviously, let's talk about the Rebirth. Locking 5, I barely got to do that because I pulled off my break right so efficiently that it didn't come down to doing the lock. But the CB2 to kill intercepts is always good against 5th damage. Say you want 1 unit to kill 2 intercepts, so you can get 2 attacks on Vanguard for game, knock out 2 PGs. That's usually what the Rebirth is all about sometimes. But yeah, that's also a strong play with Rebirth in general. You get that play off, and then you get 2 more attacks in. Obviously, when you break ride and you do the lock, and you kill 2 intercepts, you're technically pulling off the break ride and his effect, so you restand. So it's 1 attack straight, and then on second attack with his unit, his power being at 3,300. It's really good. All right, guys, that's all we have here today. Thanks for watching this Overlord Rebirth video. I'm your host, Wilson the Ranger. Y'all be good. Y'all stay safe, and I hope you enjoyed all those matches. Peace out.